What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to bring you guys the 10 best 808/bass plugins that I can find. This is basically a follow-up to a video I did well over a year ago, but a lot's changed in a year. In this video, we're gonna go over 808, sub bass, electric bass, acoustic bass, Reese bass. Hopefully you can find the bass that you need in this video. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But let's go ahead and get right into these plugins. Sum, hit the key. All right, guys, so I'm not necessarily going to go in order of like worst to first or first to worst in my opinion. I'm just going to go through all these plugins at random. I'm not going to go through all the features and all the functions of the plugins either because we'll be here all day. There's 10 of them. But the first plugin that I do want to bring up on this list is Hum 808 XL by Cali Beat. As you look here, this plugin is probably the closest to Sublab of all of the free 808 and bass plugins that we're going to go over. It has so many different features and functions that you can go through. So it's got 3 different oscillators. It's got a bunch of different LFOs. It's got a bunch of different effects. It's got different envelopes. It's got different filters. It's just got a whole bunch of different presets and stuff that you can go through as well, as you see here. So I'll go ahead and play it and then I'll go through some of the presets. So this is basically what the beat sounds like. The beat's not all the way mixed down as well as always, but let's go. So that's what the default 808 sounds like. As you look to in the GUI, when you push play, you can actually see the waveform and you can EQ it as well, which is a nice feature. So we'll go ahead and go through just a few of the 808s real quick so you can hear what they sound like. And then as you see, they have a distortion with this too, so you can use a distortion. All you have to do to make it work is click on it. When it's blue, it's on. So that's a nice built-in feature that the plugin does have as well. We'll go through just a few more of the presets. So you get a whole lot of different options there, from sub bass to synth bass to 808 style basses. It's a pretty solid little plugin. So the second plugin I have for you guys on this list is called X8 Lite by the good people over at Dunaton. I've done a review on the full version of this plugin, but the Lite version does have 80 different presets, and it has a few controls that you can use as well. So it sounds like this. So as you can see, it has a whole bunch of different 808s and different subs that you can use. It's definitely a solid free little bass plugin as well. And coming in third, we got Monster Bass by Monster DAW. No cap, this is definitely my favorite bass plugin that came out all of last year. The only reason I really like this one more than Hum 808 is because I have Sublab, so I use that one frequently. But with this plugin right here, you get different styles of bass. So you get synth bass, you get electric bass, and you get acoustic bass. So basically, here's one of the bass sounds. And so it's got a bunch of different controls that you can mess with as well, like your LFO, rate and depth, ADSR, your cutoff, different filter modes, gain. You can throw some reverb on there. So it's got some fire sounding bass. I've done a review on this in the past. You can also check that out on the channel. But I definitely recommend this plugin because you get a different variety of basses and they all sound quality and good in your beats. All right, and coming in fourth, we got 808 Bass Module 4 by Electronic Sound Labs. This is also a goodie to me. The basses in this one are pretty aggressive. They sound like this. So you get 15 presets with this 808. You get your ADSR over here. You get a glide mode. You also get your LFO, mod, def, and rate. You get a little bit of distortion and cutoff. There's a full version of this as well, which has all the 808s from all the bass models before this as well. And up fifth on the list, we have Subdivine Lite by DigiNoise. This plugin only has 6 presets, as you can see here. But it does have overdrive down here. It's got a little bit of release. It's got pitch bend. So it's got a little bit, but with this plugin, the 808s are all nice and clean. So it sounds like this. So we'll just scroll through a few more of the 808s so you can hear what they sound like. So as you can see, the subs all have a pretty good bass tone in them. And then you can obviously do a little bit with the overdrive. And as you know, you can start adding third-party effects and really change and manipulate the way the 808 sounds. And up sixth, we got an oldie but a goodie, Ample Bass P Lite 2. This is basically a bass guitar. It's pretty realistic sounding. It's sampled from a Fender. If you've never heard of it, it sounds like this. So what's cool about this is it's got different controls. So, obviously right here you have all of your keys. And then here you have different articulations. And then you have like different sounds like scratching. You can slap. So, you can slap left, you can slap right. You got effect slides. So, and you got a lot of different stuff you can control, like the buzz. your noise. You know, you just got a lot of stuff that you can control, different articulations and stuff like that with this one. So this is a pretty solid bass guitar. It's probably the best free bass guitar out there on the market. So if you're doing lo-fi or any kind of genre that needs a bass guitar, this is definitely the plugin that you need to go get, like as soon as you finish watching this video. Like pause the video, go get it, come back. All right, guys. So the 7th plugin I got for you guys is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Sonic BD808. So basically this is the bare bones, bare minimum 808 plugin, but it's really nice because it's got a good sound and it's a good palette for you to be able to create whatever kind of 808 that you want with it. So with this plugin, if you don't have anything clicked on, it's going to sound like this. And so you have to turn on MIDI sync in order to make it play all the notes in your MIDI that you've programmed in. All right, so you see how it's pretty quiet. So let's go ahead and turn the next level on. Now, once we turn this accent up, you're gonna notice how it starts to thump a little more. Now, once we turn this level up, it's gonna make it hit even harder. And now once we turn this decay on, we can make it last even longer. So that's definitely an 808 I would recommend if you're looking for a clean sounding 808, just some clean sounding bass that you can sculpt and make it your own. I would definitely grab this plugin. And the 8th plugin that I have for you guys today isn't necessarily an 808 plugin. It is Camel Crusher. Basically, Camel Crusher is a distortion plugin that you can throw on an 808 to make it hit a little bit harder. So we're just going to keep it on that same 808 that we just used. So this is what that BD 808 sounded like before we threw Camel Crusher on there. And now if we throw some Camel Crusher on there, it's going to sound like this. So you can definitely hear the difference. It's got a bunch of different presets in which you can go through. So I like this Santana row. That's normally what I start with. Then it has some control down here, so you can mess with the tube amount. You can mess with the filter, the compressor, the master, and you can mess with the mix and the volume knobs over here as well. So in essence, you can basically dial in the distortion however you want with this plugin, which probably makes this one of the best free distortion plugins out there. It's definitely one of my go-tos for 808s. So the 9th plugin I have for you guys is called Hum 808 by Cali Beat. It's not the same one that we went through initially. This was the first edition that came out. So Hum 808 XL is the second version of this. What's neat about both the two versions is that they have different sounds. So like this one has different 808s than the other one. So this one also has like different riser bass. It's got pluck bass. It's got Reese bass. It's got wobble bass. It's got different sounding basses. So they're both definitely solid 808 tools. If I had to pick one, which one do I think is the better of the two? I think the XL is the better of the two because it's newer and you can do more with it. But the original Hum 808 does have different sounds that the other one doesn't have as presets. So we'll listen to a few of these sounds so that you can hear what they sound like. So keep in mind with all of these two, you can do so much because you can select different waveforms. It's got different oscillators, different ADSR down here, different modulations and stuff like that. So you can do a lot to change the way that the sub bass, 808, whatever kind of bass it is in the plugin sounds. And you can definitely make it your own. And last but not least, I got Gorilla Bass by Sample Science. This is a Reese bass plugin. So this plugin does come with like 15 different Reese bass. Basically, it sounds like this. So it's got that Reese bass sound. It's just like all other Sample Science plugins. So you get control over the LFO depth and rate. You get a cutoff over here. You can even add a reverb if you want to. I know how some of you animals are out there. But we'll go through a few more of these basses just real quick so you can kind of hear what they sound like. So it just gives you some different kind of Reese-style basses. So that's basically the 10 808 slash sub bass slash synth bass slash acoustic bass slash Reese bass slash whatever kind of bass that you need. I hope you can slap one of these on there. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on the like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some, hit the key.